Hari Om. Om Yathagnirdahika Shakti Ramakrishne Sthita Hiya Sarva Vidya Swarupam Tam Saradam Pranamamyaham. My respectful pranams to Adhyaksha Swami Muktidanandaji Maharaj and Swami Jnanishanandaji Maharaj, and my loving namaskars to all devotees. It is my humble privilege to introduce to you Swami Jnanishanandaji Maharaj, who is a monk of the Ramakrishna order. He joined the order in 2006 at Almora Center and was ordained into sannyasa by most revered Swami Atmasthanandaji Maharaj in 2016. He has served the order in various capacities in Almora, New Delhi and Advaita Ashrama, Kolkata centers. His uniqueness is he has, to his credit, more than 50 audio books published by Advaita Ashrama, which has been narrated by him. He is presently serving as the associate editor of Prabuddha Bharata, an English monthly journal of the Ramakrishna order started by Swami Vivekananda himself. It's more than 100 years old. Swamiji is the associate editor of Prabuddha Bharata. I now humbly request him with pranams to address you all regarding the topic Beyond Spiritual Materialism. Maharaj.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May He protect us both. May He nourish us. May we work together with great energy. May our study be enlightening and not give rise to hostility. Om, peace, peace, peace. Revered Swami Muktidanandaji Maharaj and my dear friends and fellow travelers on spiritual journey. We have gathered here to reflect on a specific lecture delivered by Swami Vivekananda in Alameda in California in 1900. The title of the lecture is The Practice of Religion. So most of you sitting here are not beginners. You have read the Gita and other scriptures. You are familiar with the roaring call of Swamiji. Still, we must revisit these truths because despite our knowledge, the world is relentless. The hypnotism of Maya is strong. We forget our true nature the moment we step out of the shrine. As Sri Ramakrishna used to say, the disease has become chronic. When a disease is chronic, a single dose of medication is not enough. Constant medication is the need of the hour. We need these ideas to be hammered into our consciousness again and again until they become our living reality. Furthermore, we gather here not as a preacher and audience, but as spiritual companions, united by our goal in life. Sri Ramakrishna beautifully described the nature of devotees. When one devotee meets another, he says, "Let me speak and you listen, and when you speak, I shall listen." So let us both listen to the spiritual capsules of Swamiji and devote this next 20 minutes or so for a collective meditation on his lecture, The Practice of Religion. We will take the timeless wisdom of Swamiji delivered in 1900 and view it through the lens of our modern life, a life of algorithms, social media, and gig economies. However, a crucial word of caution before we begin. We must view these ideas from the individual point of view, not the societal point of view. Because we are going to speak about the limited utility of doing good or building roads. When we do that, we are speaking to the individual soul seeking liberation. From the standpoint of society, utilitarian ideas, laws, commerce, cleaning streets, still hold great relevance and are necessary for the world to function. But for us, the seeker who wants to break the cycle of birth and death, mere utility is a trap. We are here to discuss how to move the individual from being a useful machine to being a free spirit. So let us therefore listen to the wisdom of Swami Vivekananda and meditate on the true practice of religion. We live in an age that worships utility. From the moment we are born, the world trains us to look at everything, objects, people, education, and nature, with one single question in the mind. What is the use of this? What is the use of this degree? What is the use of this relationship? What is the use of this silence? Inevitably, we bring this shopkeeper's mentality into the shrine room. We ask, what is the use of my meditation? Will it lower my blood pressure? Will it make me more efficient at work? Will it make me a nicer person whom everyone likes? We want a religion that works like a machine. We want a practical religion. And usually, when the world uses this phrase, they mean a religion of utility. They mean clean the streets, build hospitals, feed the poor, be a productive citizen. Swami Vivekananda took a hammer to this utilitarian concept. He did not say these things were bad. No, they are noble. But he asked a terrifying question. Is that all? Today I wish to take you through Swamiji's arguments to show you that we have fallen into a trap we may call spiritual materialism. We are using spiritual concepts to gain material comfort. We are trying to make the prison cell of this world a little more padded, a little more air-conditioned, and we call that freedom. But Swamiji calls us to something higher. He calls us to break the walls of the prison entirely. So let us look closely at this world we are trying to fix. The great dream of the modern age, and indeed the dream of many religious people too, is that a time is coming when the world will be perfect. We believe that with enough science, enough technology, enough social reform, and enough likes on social media, we will eliminate misery. We dream of a millennium where there is no disease, no poverty, and no sorrow. But Swamiji, with the cold, hard logic of Vedanta, tells us this is impossible. Why? Because the universe is a zero-sum game. The sum total of energy in the universe remains the same. It is only pushed from one place to another. Think of the ocean. Can you raise a wave without making a hollow somewhere else? Asks Swamiji. You cannot. Every crest has a trough. Every progress in one direction creates a deficit in another. Let us look at a modern example. Consider the miracle of 10-minute grocery delivery apps that have become so popular in our cities. Most of you have used it, right? To the consumer, this is practical progress. It is heaven. You forgot to buy milk? No problem. You tap a glass screen and in 10 minutes, milk appears at your door. You have saved time. You have avoided the traffic. You feel efficient and happy. The wave of happiness has risen for you. But look at the hollow created to sustain that wave. Somewhere, a young man, a gig worker, or a delivery boy is risking his life on a motorbike. He is racing against a ticking clock. He is dodging traffic, breaking signals, his heart pounding with cortisol and stress, terrified that if he is 1 minute late, his rating will drop and his livelihood will be cut. We have not eliminated the stress of getting milk. We have simply transferred it. We took the inconvenience from the comfortable customer and dumped it as life-threatening anxiety onto the poor driver. The sum total of misery in the city has not decreased. It has merely shifted address. Swamiji says it is like old rheumatism. Drive it from one place, it goes to another. We cure the plague, but we have to deal with cancer. We cure physical distance with the internet, but we create the disease of loneliness. We create wealth, but we also create envy. This is the nature of samsara. It is the dog's curly tail. You straighten it out, and the moment you let it go, it curls back up. The architect of the universe, God, did not make a mistake. He designed the world to be a mixture of good and evil, pleasure and pain. Why? To function as a gymnasium. We are not here to make the gymnasium nice. We are here to exercise, build our spiritual muscles, and leave the gymnasium. To think that practical religion means making the world a perfect place is, as Swamiji says, kindergarten of religion. It shows a good heart, but a childish understanding of metaphysics. If the world cannot be permanently fixed, then what is our problem? Our problem is that we are slaves. We are machines. Swamiji asks, is man to be a machine which runs smoothly without a hitch anywhere? Look at the lower animals. A cow is a perfect machine. It never lies, it never steals, it eats, sleeps, and exists in perfect harmony with nature. But it is a machine. It has no freedom to be anything else. A stone never commits a sin, but it is a stone. Do you want to be a stone? Do you want to be a cow? Man makes mistakes because man is struggling to be free. But look at our condition today. We claim to be free, yet we are dancing like puppets on the strings of our senses. Consider the tragedy of our modern social media. In the old days, a man sought name and fame within his village. Today, that hunger has been amplified 1,000,000 times by the internet. We are desperate for validation. We are desperate to be seen. Let me paint you a picture of a modern tragedy that happens all too often. A person seeking attention, seeking those likes which are the currency of our ego, creates a fake video. Perhaps they accuse an innocent person of harassment just to create a sensation, just to go viral. Why do they do it? Are they evil? Vedanta says no. They are enslaved. The impulse for fame arose in their mind and they had no power to stop it. They were a machine that reacted to the desire. And then look at the audience, us. The video goes online. What do? Do we pause? Do we reflect? Do we ask for truth? No. We are also machines. The visual stimulus hits our eyes, the anger rises in our minds, and our fingers immediately type, "Shame on you, you are a monster." Thousands of people join the mob. The innocent person at the receiving end of this avalanche of hate, unable to bear the humiliation, takes their own life. Who killed him? The person who made the video? Yes. but also the thousands of good people who commented. We killed him because we were machines. We killed him because we could not resist the impulse to react. Nature said, judge, and we judged. Swamiji says, nature says, go down to the depths of misery. I become miserable in a moment. Nature says, look at this beautiful thing, and I look. We are like monkeys. 2,000 monkeys concentrated in one human body. Restless, reactive, enslaved. Is this the goal of life? To be a high-functioning machine that reacts to every notification on a smartphone? No. The goal of life is freedom, mukti. The goal is to stand up and say to nature, I will not look, I will not click, I will not judge, I will not be happy just because you gave me a like, and I will not be miserable just because you gave me an insult. I am the master. That is practical religion according to Swamiji. So how do we achieve this freedom? How do we stop being machines? Swamiji gives us the method. It is a word that scares many modern people. Not any one of you, you are seasoned devotees. The word is renunciation. But what is renunciation? It is not merely giving up objects. It is giving up a false identity. Renunciation is saying, I am not what I experience. I am not this. We are all materialists. We may call ourselves spiritual. We may attend satsangs. But in the quiet of our hearts, we believe we are the body. Swamiji challenges us. If a man gives a hard punch, I would say, I am punched. Why should I say so? I have converted myself into matter. We have soldered our infinite souls to a lump of flesh, says Swamiji. And because we have done this, we inherit all the tragedies of the flesh. We inherit old age, we inherit sickness, and we inherit the terror of death. He compares us to the death of a dog. You see, the dog howls at death because it knows nothing beyond its body. It knows it is dissolving. But the modern man, surrounded by his wealth and his technology, weeps just the same when the end comes. Why? Because he too thinks he is dissolving. He dies a dog's death. Practical religion is the renunciation of this dog consciousness or any animal consciousness. It is the cutting of the knots that bind us to matter. Swamiji says, I do not want to get material life, do not want a sense life, but something higher. That is renunciation. It is the firm conviction that this body is a jacket I am wearing, it is not me. This mind is an engine I am running, it is not me. This personality is a role I am playing, it is not me. When you renounce the false, the true reveals itself. When the clouds move, the sun is not created, it was always there. You are that sun. If renunciation is the cutting of the knot, meditation is the healing of the wound. Swamiji gives us a masterful definition. Meditation is the power to resist nature. We saw what nature does, right? Makes us machines. Nature says, see this, immediately we want to see. See this, hear this beautiful music, immediately we want to react. So meditation is the power to resist nature. Nature says to you, look, here is a beautiful thing, desire it. And the meditator says, I do not look. Nature says, here is a terrible tragedy, go and weep. Go down to the depths of misery. And the meditator says, I do not have to weep, I am the witness. We are usually the monkey, restless, jumping at every sound. Swamiji tells us, we are 2,000 monkeys concentrated in one. If there is a sound, we must hear it. We must check if there is a notification. And we call this enjoying the world. But it is actually slavery. We are knocking our heads against each other. in the dark. Meditation is the practice of asserting your supremacy over the machine. It is getting hold of the mind. The mind is like a lake, constantly agitated by the stones of the senses, creating waves that distort the reflection of the self. In meditation, we say, let the lake be calm. We watch the mind, we let the thoughts run. Let it go to London, to New York, to the past, to future. No problem. We do not run with them. We pull the reins. Slowly and gradually, we are to train ourselves. It is no joke, not a question of a day or years or many births. Never mind, the pull must go on. That is the proof that we are not machines. This is the only way to gain wealth that no thief can steal and joy no misery can touch. And now we come to the most critical point. Why do we do all this? Is it to become a better person? Is it to become calm? No. These are side effects. The goal is realization. Swamiji warns us against being spiritual parrots. He used to tell a story, his master Sri Ramakrishna used to say. It is all very good to teach parrot to say, oh Lord, but when the cat comes and catches it, it can only say, caw, caw. We are the same. We quote the scriptures, we chant the mantras, we argue philosophy, but let a little tragedy strike. Let the stock market crash. Let a diagnosis come. Let a harsh word be spoken, and our spirituality vanishes. We forget the Lord, and we only scream in pain. Why? Because it was all talk. It was not realization. Practical religion is realization. It is satisfying yourself once and for all that you are the infinite spirit and you don't need anything from the external senses to fulfill yourself. As said in the Gita, him no fire can burn, him no instrument can kill, him no poison can hurt, him no internet comment can humiliate. This is not a metaphor. Swamiji insists, spirit must see itself as spirit. Right now, we see this glass, we see this wall, and we think it is real. But even modern physicists tell you it is just vibration. If you can see this illusion so clearly, how much more clearly should you see the reality? The spirit is the only true sensation, only true vision. That is why Sri Ramakrishna told when Naren asked, have you seen God? He said, yes, I see him more intensely than I see you. Because it is in and through the spirit that all other senses are perceived. Everything else is a dream. Hospitals will tumble down. Railroads will rust. Swamiji's time, railroads was the new sensation. The earth itself will be blown to pieces, but the soul endures forever. Which is more practical, to spend your life building a house of cards that death will knock over, or to find the ground that never shakes? Now the final question arises, if I am the spirit and the world is a dream, do I stop working? Do I stop helping? Swamiji gives us the thunderous answer, no. You do not stop, you transform. Where God is, there is no other. If you see the world, as separate from God, then your work is just binding you. But if you see the world as God, your work becomes worship. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Swamiji asks, does that mean street cleaning? Does that mean building hospitals? It means that if you do these things with a pure mind, seeing the Lord in the sufferer, then it is practical religion. Don't give a man $20 and check all the newspapers in San Francisco to see your name, says Swamiji that time. That is shopkeeping, that is not religion. But if you serve the poor, the miserable, and the weak as the worship of the Lord himself, without asking for anything in return, not even gratitude, then that work breaks your chains. Then you are not a social worker, you are a worshipper. Then the hospital is not a building, it is a temple. Then the gig worker or the delivery boy delivering your food is not a servant, he is Narayana in disguise. So to conclude, we have played with religion long enough. We have built our little cages of gold and called them freedom. We have tried to make the world nice while remaining slaves to our senses. It is time to be truly practical. The only practical thing in this universe is the truth. Everything else vanishes. So let us make a resolve today. Stop the wrong identification. Catch yourself every time you say, I am hurt, I am old, I am stressed. Correct it instantly. I am the infinite spirit witnessing these changes. Practice the power of stop. When nature commands you to react, use the power of meditation to stand still. Be the master, not the monkey. Realize, do not parrot. Do not be satisfied with reading books or hearing lectures. Do not be satisfied until you feel your immortality as clearly as you feel your hand. This is all there is to do. Realize yourself, know yourself as you are, infinite spirit. That is practical religion. Everything else is impractical, for everything else will vanish, says Swamiji. Arise, awake, and stop not till that goal is reached. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you for patient listening.
Dear Jnanishanandaji Maharaj and devotees and students of Vidyashala who have just arrived, occupy the seat and sit. Quick, quick. We are indeed very thankful to Jnanishanandaji, who is known to us as Abhayesh Maharaj, a brilliant monk who does a lot of intellectual work, not only intellectual work, but a real reflection and reasoning out, and has made an in-depth study of Swamiji. And during his recording, voice recording of the Swamiji's speeches, it's a tremendous hard work burning the midnight oil. We have lived together in Advaita Ashrama, Calcutta, for perhaps 2, 3, 4 years together. And he hails from south, but joined the Ramakrishna order in north, where Swamiji adored Almora. He joined the Almora Ashrama, all the way going from here. And we used to have a very wonderful, good time interacting on many interesting religious and non-religious and work-related issues when we were together in Advaita Ashrama, Calcutta. Now he is in Mayavati as associate editor. Those days he was in the other Mayavati headquarters. Mayavati is the headquarters of the Advaita Ashrama. But it's very important branch is Advaita Ashrama, Calcutta, Entelli Road, which is in fact a gateway to the spiritual literature of the Ramakrishna order. You know, what the Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, direct disciples and all the great monks down the line have thought, the reflection on Upanishads, Vedanta, everything. Hundreds of books have been written, printed and disseminated throughout the world. From Advaita Ashrama is the gateway of the Ramakrishna order's spiritual literature. And he has been in the middle of that. Now today's topic he chose, it's little unconventional, not going along the beaten track of conventional religion, which we are getting into the religion to seek freedom and know truth. Yet we get somehow bound. And in Swamiji's that celebrated lecture of 1900 in US, what a great shock Swamiji gives to the conventional religion, which is again another golden chain or a golden cage. And the mechanistic part of the religion, not the urge for freedom or aspiration from freedom, nor seeking truth. We escape from both. Neither seek truth or God, nor want freedom from bondage. In between we somehow negotiate religion and spirituality and remain ever bound. The whole lecture which he presented is really a brilliant piece, and the narration was really very, 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 which awakens our intellect and makes us question about the so-called, Swamiji called so-called religion. Swamiji says in one place, religions of the world have become lifeless mockery. What we want is character. So, he made a first important statement which you have heard in the beginning, that what we are now, with reference to Swamiji's talk, what we are reflecting not the social aspect of the religion, not the societal point of view. Society is a collection of individuals like millions, hundreds, but each individual religion, we have a body, we have a mind, we have got intellect, we have this identification, this fundamental, the nature around and all that, which with this plain, simple, sharp tool of reasoning we have to dissect. So, throughout the lecture, what is being read and interpreted, you can see how the human intelligence has to be transformed into what is called discrimination. Just intellect is comparison, classification, and all kinds of even understanding. Discrimination is the one, the ultimate pinnacle of the knowledge or reason. Discrimination means what is truth, what is not truth. Not what is useful, what is not useful. That is with reference to this body-mind complex. If the religion is, or which the finer part, the core of it is spirituality, the practice of that spirituality is to break the bondage of this conditioned existence in the body-mind complex and to know the truth. Not that you destroy the body, not that you destroy your mind, but make a channel through it and seek the divine within, truth within. That search for truth is the real purpose of religion, not the mechanistic jargons. So many examples he gave are wonderful, and I'm sure this, if you read Swamiji's certain lectures like this, our individual thinking becomes highly refined. Mathematics will give you an intellectual push. If you read physics, chemistry, electronics, it will give a push to the intellect. But this kind of a reason-based inquiry into our subjective reality and the objective world is something which is very, very precious and which leads to either freedom or search for truth. That is why Swamiji has been described, by, I think, either Abhedanandaji or Ramakrishna in that famous verse, Anitya Drashyeshu Vivichya Nityam. That Viveka, that other day in that gospel class, and our Narayan Maharaj, Jnana Yoganandaji spoke about the sword of discrimination, referring to the Thakur's words in gospel. So the sword of discrimination, Anitya Drashyeshu, means what is being seen unreal. We see unreality as reality, but a discriminating mind which is capable of using viveka, it sees unreality not as reality, unreality as unreality, and wants to go beyond the reality. Then Vivichya Nityam Yasmin Samadatta Yahasmalilaya Viveka Vairagya Nimagna Chittam Yosav Vivekim Tamaham Namami. See, Swamiji did so much of went around and he's going to Sri Ramakrishna, Sir, have you seen God? With that question. Then he, up to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he will pester his guru somehow to give him that experience, and he want to get absorbed in that. And then he was made to accept mother and then the world and then to serve. And Narendra will teach the world, as Ramakrishna writes, and he was, though he wanted to get absorbed in samadhi, this is Anitya Drashyeshu Vivichya Nityam Yasmin Samadatta Yasmalilaya Viveka Vairagya Nimagna Chittam. See that great life of Swamiji, his inner spiritual light that you can see in the life is something, it's a great revelation. So, Swamiji breaks our so-called dogmatic, narrow-minded, compromising and materialistic, wrongly identifying body as the ultimate, and we hide our ignorance. The ignorance remains ever covered. We do not try to break the ignorance. We are comfortable with some kind of a ignorance we hold on. That is why Swamiji writes Ramakrishna, the opening line of our evening prayer, Khandana, Bhavabandhana, Jagavandana Vanditamaya. What is that Khandana? Breaker of bondage. Not compromising, seeing death-bound world like you continue to live as the civilized animal or worms. Sri Ramakrishna comes and tells you, look at the truth, adore the truth, and break the bondage. And he is that who has come, both Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, to break the bondage.
Swamiji, Swamiji, sorry to interrupt you. I see that a lot of youth have come now.
Yes.
If you wish, I can speak another 5-10 minutes to them also.
Sure. Very good. That's what I was trying to engage them, so they just come.
Right.
They were to come at 6 o'clock. They could not make it.
I can.
So they came.
Yeah.
Yes. So boys have come, youngsters have come. So I thought there is still time, so let us engage you.
Yes.
Now I'm happy that Jnanishanandaji has come forward, that he will be able to engage them with some higher thought, and so that they will remember what they have heard today for their during their lifelong journey. Thank you.
Thank you
Please
so much.
carry on.
Thank you so much. Yeah. A lot of young faces now, so my enthusiasm also has increased a little. So, dear students, you have two great assets which most of us here don't have. Do you know what? Any guesses? Excellent. Yeah, time and energy. You have time on your side, energy on your side, but you lack experience. The world gives us so much of experience when we are old, but by that time we neither have time nor energy to implement what we have understood. So my request to you young people is, don't wait till you gather all the experience on your own. While you still have time and energy, there is a secret ingredient. If you have that, all the wisdom of the past can be yours. You know what is that secret ingredient? It's called Shraddha. If you have Shraddha, you don't have to reinvent the wheel of the ancient wisdom. What has been in this country for the past thousands of years, people have thought and formulated. They have experimented. Swamiji says, Swami Vivekananda says, two great minds were there in the ancient world. One was the Greek mind. It looked outward, and all the technology, including this mic, everything is the result, right? Same way, the Indian mind, the old ancient Indian mind, looked inward. So the entire psychological aspect of human mind, they studied scientifically. Just because it cannot be proved objectively doesn't mean that it is not scientific. So you need Shraddha, and then you will have the impetus, that willingness, that conviction to start that experiment based on these truths which was already discovered by their experience. So without going through all the hard knocks that life gives you, you will be able to benefit by trying to practice. You need Shraddha only to start this journey of managing your mind. Why should you manage your mind? Because that is your only companion 24 hours, right? If you have a bad friend, you can leave him. But your own mind, you are always with that. Even when you are asleep, unless you go to deep sleep, if you have a mind which is your enemy, you will have nightmares even in your dream, right? So might as well manage someone which is always with you. And if you can manage it, then you will be able to manage your energy efficiently. As we said, your two great assets are time and energy, right? So if you don't have that managing power, all your energies will be dissipated, and it is limited. What is the greatest energy dissipator? Continuous distractions, right? Your life can be classified into three groups. All your situations, all your tasks. One is what you like, then neutral, and the third is what you dislike. Suppose while coming you had a traffic jam, you had nowhere to go, you had to be stuck there. That is something which nobody likes. But there is a difference. Either you can be there in that moment, being with that reality, or you can mentally resist and dissipate your energy. If you are completely where you are right now, because your life is happening right now, where you are, be there completely, because that is where life is happening. Rest is all imagination, right? When you dream about your future, when you plan about your future, you are doing it right now. So when you are stuck in a situation where you don't like that situation, and if you don't have any escape route, be there fully. Observe the situation neutrally. Don't have to comment, oh, I have to surrender. No mental commentary. Just try to bring awareness to that moment. What it does, it conserves one of your greatest assets. What is that? Energy. And the second type of situation is neutral. You're brushing your teeth, folding your bed sheet, all your neutral chores that you go through, daily life. Not everything that we do daily is exciting, right? There are some things which are routine. Bring mindfulness into it. Otherwise, your mind is off somewhere. You are brushing, but you are thinking about something else. What that person said to you, or what you will do with your friends, or whatever. So you are not there. Physically you are there, mentally you are not there. What happens? Again, mental energy leak. Now you doing these two things, accepting what you dislike, accepting not a mental commentary, but by being mindful, and even in neutral chores, you be mindful. So you conserve your energy. And then what happens? You have surplus of energy. Not surplus actually, you have your full energy at your disposal. To do what? To do those tasks which you love, which you are passionate about. Some of you may be passionate about cricket or some sports. So what happens? Then you bring enthusiasm to the tasks which you already love. Then creativity flows through you. Like that exquisite cover drive or something which you have been practicing, that starts flowing naturally. Some people call it, they enter the zone, right? You have heard that word? They enter the zone. Why? Because they have this surplus energy, which they have not leaked through constant resistance and being unmindful. There is a word in Sanskrit, pramada. Pramado vai mrityu. Inadvertence is death. All the great religions will say, be mindful, be mindful. This is the secret. And when you are young, you have this tremendous power of energy, but it should be at your command. It should be like a Ferrari without a steering wheel. You have power, but you don't know where you're going. That is of no use, right? You need speed as well as direction. So this gives you that. These three things, if you take care, you can manage your energy. And Shraddha, you gain all the experience of the world by having that conviction to take the first step. That becomes yours. Right? So, and another thing is most of you are studying, right? All of you are students. So you will have faced this pressure from your parents or from your teachers to, upgrade your marks or score big. So there is tremendous amount of pressure. Now, if you don't have a philosophy of life, you will be carried away by this pressure. You have heard about students committing suicide, unable to bear the pressure, right? It is rising in IITs and all. Why? Because they don't have a rudder. They don't have a philosophy of life. They have not figured things out early in life to say, no, this is what I want to achieve and this is my goal. Rest is all something which I can manage. But if I don't have a philosophy in my mind, any simple humiliation or any simple challenge can take you off the track and you will be unable to bear it because there are emotions, right? You should be able to cope with that. So you need a philosophy. It could be anything, but something which is permanent. Not some transient thing like, being a billionaire. You ask all the billionaires, are they all fine with all the money they have? They are continuously chasing, right? Billionaires are trying to become trillionaires. Why? Because they have identified themselves with their self-worth is grounded in their money. So nothing is going to fulfill them. So as Swamiji says, we had a discussion just a while ago where Swamiji says, compares it with the death of a dog. Dog is very frightful when it is about to die because it thinks itself as a body. A billionaire is trying to, get some 10 years more, investing his wealth in all this biohacking and all that. Why? Because he thinks he's the body. They may invent all these techniques, but unless you have a firm grounding of what you are truly, you cannot find fulfillment within. And unless you find fulfillment within, you will not enjoy life. So stop waiting to enjoy life. You enjoy your life, which is happening right now. And that is another secret. We all know that if you love something, you don't need to know how to concentrate, right? If you love a movie, nobody needs to teach you how to focus for 3 hours watching that movie in the theater, right? It's natural. So what does that mean? Whatever the mind loves, it is able to do very fluently. You don't need any techniques. So try to bring love into whatever you do. Now you may say, you cannot love everything. I hate this subject. How can I bring love? Now that is the other secret. Whatever you consistently put your mind on, you start loving it. Don't believe my words, experiment. Experiment and find it out for yourself. Consistently you put your focus on anything, you will start loving it. Because it's your very nature to love whatever you consistently focus on. And it could be something very, for example, somebody who is always in a toilet. That bad smell, he gets used to it, right? Same way the mind gets used to whatever thing it is. But we are not talking about putting your focus on something which is detrimental, something which is neutral. All the subjects are not as hateful as you think. It is just that we have not put enough attention. So wherever you put attention consistently, you start loving it. The opposite of wherever you love, it is easy to focus. The same thing in the opposite way also is true. Wherever you focus for a long time, you start loving it. So that is the secret. Now, to do this in a consistent way, you need a framework. That is why the teachers, everybody says discipline. The moment you hear the word discipline, there is a cringe, right? You will feel like somebody externally is putting pressure. No. The very root of the word discipline is from the same root as disciple. Disciple and discipline comes from the same root, which means you are open to learn. So just like you have ragas in music, or if you go to Western music, you have scales, different scales. It's just a framework, so that within that your creativity can flourish. Same way, this discipline is a framework to sustain your efforts in the direction you wish in your life, so that all your energies flow in seamlessly towards your goal, not where it wants. Ultimately, it makes you free from slavery to your mind. Your mind says, be happy, you're happy. And the mind says, somebody says something, you're immediately dissatisfied. You don't jump. Your mind, you don't jump to the tune of your mind. That is real mastery of mind. And then wherever you put it, Swamiji says, if I had a choice in educating myself, I would not accumulate facts. These days AI has come. And now people are slowly realizing accumulating facts does not make anyone great. A computer can accumulate more than you and reproduce it in a fraction of a second, right? So accumulation of facts does not make you great. What makes you great is how much control you have over your mind and how much focus you can put. And when you have control over where you put your attention, wherever you put, nature will open its secrets to you. Wherever you put, a concentrated mind, wherever it put, that's what all the discoveries happen that way, right? The benzene ring came in a dream, but it didn't come to a farmer. Somebody who was contemplating, putting whole energy into that one focus, that is when it revealed, right? So that is the secret of any discovery in the world. So mere accumulation of knowledge is not the goal of education. Education should empower you to handle your emotions, handle your mind, handle your circumstances which are in your control. And when you are a person who is in control, you become a blessing to others too. Nobody wants to be near a person who is not in control, right? Even when you drive, you don't want a person who is a reckless driver on road. Same with life. So, even from a sheer material point of view, a person who is in charge of himself is a blessing to humanity as a whole. So, that is all I would like to say. My pranams to Revered Maharajis, and thank you all for listening patiently. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.